Welcome to Embedded Internals. This is first episode of our series Pointer Thinking series. In this episode, we are going to see what really is a pointer. Most beginner thinks that pointer stores another variable, which is totally wrong. What actually pointer stores is address. Like for an example, int x is equal to 10. What people see is x is equal to 10. But how it is represented inside system is it is address and value. Suppose this value is stored at an address of 1000. So this is the memory representation, whereas this value x is just an human label. CPU don't know anything about this label, that is x. It only care about the address. We are saying that it is represented inside memory as address and value. This is what CPU knows and care about. So what is this memory? What is RAM? RAM, that is random access memory, is a huge collection of bytes. So imagine this is our RAM and its memory representation or addresses are like and so on. So every byte has an address. Addressing exists because CPU needs a way to collect data. So considering our example, that is x is equal to 10. Let us assume the size of int is 4 bytes. Although it is always architecture dependent, in 64-bit architecture, size of int is usually 4 bytes. 4 byte of memory will be allocated for our value. Size will be 4 bytes. So we can say that a variable is address plus value. Now, when CPU has to read variable, how will it read? CPU will not going to search for this value, that is x. Compiler already knows that this value x is stored at the address 1000. So at the CPU, it will load the address 1000 in a register R1, and at that address our value 10 is stored. So CPU comes to know that okay, this address R1 value of whatever is stored at that location, it will load that value into the register R1 and return to the user. So we have seen that everything starts with address. So when we need to know at what address our value is stored, C provide an address of operator, this ampersand size. Taking our example, int x is equal to 10. Let us print the address at which our value is stored. To print the address, we have a format specifier p, address of x. Output will be some address like so this means that this is the address where our variable lives. Let us see the small program. This is, we have included the header file, and as explained, I have taken a local variable x where a value of 10 is stored, and from the printf statement we have printed the address of x. So by using the address of operator and the value which is stored at x, let's compile it, and we are getting address of x is some address 0FFE741. So when you are, so this seems to be the address of stack segment. As this is a local variable, it will go into the stack segment. This address points to the address of stack segment range, and the value which is stored at is 10. Why pointer exists? Without pointer, we will only know about the value, whereas with pointer, we know where our value lives. RAM is a huge collection of data. Without knowing exactly where our value resides, it will be very difficult to check each and every address of the RAM or validate if our value reside there or there or there. It will be impossible task. Therefore, pointer exists. Pointer is a way which tells us, okay, this is your value, this resides at this address, and it will be so easy for the CPU by knowing the address to fetch the value. Let us create our first pointer. So how to create the pointer? We have seen in an example int x is equal to 10. This is the way we create a variable. So when we have to create a pointer, it is by this sign p or pointer ptr. Let us store the address of x in this. We already have explained that pointer store the address of variable. So we have stored the address of void variable inside the pointer. So by this statement, that is int is equal to x inside memory at some location or address, our value has been stored. So when we are giving this address of x means we are saying to return the address where our value resides. So it is like ptr which has the address of 1000, and at this address our value x reside, our variable x reside whose value is 10. Okay. So we have seen that pointer is containing the address, not the value. And this is a very critical, that pointer stores the address, not the value. So by this, we can say that pointer is a variable whose value is a memory address, or pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable, and this address is actually the physical address. So we can say that pointer is a variable which stores the address, that is physical address of another variable. When we are declaring in the declaration, like for example in ptr is pointer to int, whereas when we are dereferencing, same operator is used in dereference as well. Like for example in the printf statement, we are dereferencing this pointer, so it means go to that address and read data there. So this is used for dereferencing as well as in declaration, two completely different uses. So at that pointer this address exists. Now go to this address and read what value exists in this address. So it will return 10. So this is our small program in which we have a variable age where a value 25 is stored, and ptr is a pointer to integer where address of age is stored. So we are printing the value address of age using address of operator pointer value, which will be the address of age only, and dereference value, so value which is stored at this address, that is address of age. So let us see the output. See, we have seen value is 25 and the dereference value is same because we are dereferencing to this variable value only. Address of age, so, and pointer value contain the address of age, so these two value are same. So we have seen that address value relationship remains same although the address value may differ. Let's move to what are the common mistake we should avoid. First mistake is when we are declaring any pointer, like ptr is a pointer to integer, and directly we are putting some value inside that pointer. As this pointer is not pointing to any address or result will be undefined behavior. We don't know at what location we are reading the value or writing the value to. Second mistake, When we are declaring a variable like int x is equal to 10, and we are declaring a pointer like ptr is pointer to integer, and assigning the address without using address of operator like ptr is equal to x. Wrong. Always use address of operator when we are assigning address to our pointer. So address of x. Third place where most of the programmer got confused is ptr and pointer ptr. So this means simply address, whereas when we are dereferencing means value stored at that address. It is like variable, address, memory. That address exists in memory and there our value resides. Let me give you the summary of this episode, that is what really is a pointer. Most beginner thinks that pointer stores another variable, which is wrong. Pointer actually it stores the address. Like for example, we have int x is equal to 10. This inside the memory will be stored as some address where the value 10 exists. So this uh, name label is only for the human understanding. CPU understands in the term of address. We know that RAM is consist of addresses, and CPU needs to locate our data. For that it needs the address. By the address CPU will able to locate our data. So when we declare any variable, it means we are declaring address plus variable. Like in this example, we have declared int x is equal to 10. So compiler has stored 4 bytes of address for this variable. When we are printing the value of x, CPU will not going to search for the x. By the compiler, it already knows that x stored at the location whatever. For example, 1000. So CPU will load that address into the register and then read that from that address it will read the value. When we want to know the address of the variable, we can use address of operator for the same. So now the question exists, why pointer exists. Without pointer we will able to get the value, but with pointer we come to know that where our values actually lives. So x is equal to 10. By the declaring pointer, we are storing the address of our variable into that pointer. So now this pointer contains the address of our variable. At that address our variable exists, which has a value 10. So we can say that pointer is a variable which stored the address, that is physical address of another variable. So this is a particular sign by which we declare the pointer, and also this sign is used for dereferencing, stars asterisk sign. So when we are declaring, so it will become like ptr is pointer to int. Similarly, if this is any other data type, it will become pointer to that data type. When we are dereferencing, we are telling that go to the address and read the data which is there. Like for example, x is equal to 10. So 10 is stored at the address 1000, and this address is stored inside our pointer which is at some 2000 address. So by this dereferencing ptr, we are saying that okay, whatever address which is in ptr like 10,000, go to that address and whatever value reside in that address, read that value. Few are the common mistakes which a programmer needs to avoid, like when we declare the pointer and is directly storing any value. Pointer is not pointing to any location, so this will result in undefined behavior. Similarly, storing without any address inside the pointer without using address of operator. Getting confused in ptr and asterisk to ptr. ptr is simply address, whereas this is value stored at address. Core formula. It is variable which is stored at some address. With the help of pointer, we can dereference that address to get the value. That's all in what the pointer really is. In the next episode, we are going to see memory addressing in details. What are RAM, address buses, data bus, and how it access the CPU. Stay tuned for same. Thank you.